There was much discussion on the CRA shortage throughout the industry a few years ago, and I want to bring this up today because the situation still exists. Word on the street indicates it is worsening, with increasing demand for CRAs and a limited supply of CRAs. Why the CRA shortage? First, CRA experience limitations. Many sponsors tend to require CRAs to have a minimum of 2 years of experience, limiting the ability for CROs to provide newly trained CRAs. Second, high CRA turnover. The average turnover rate for CRAs is roughly 20%, and 48% of CRAs stay in their positions for 1 to 2 years before changing jobs. Third, CRA job growth and low unemployment. The CRA unemployment rate is 2.5%, and CRA jobs growth rate increased by 5.3% annually from 2016 through 2019. Last, clinical trial complexity and growth. Clinical trials are growing in complexity, and clinical trial growth at 10% annually are putting demand pressure on CRAs. Essentially, increasing demand, limited supply for CRAs, and the siphoning of CRAs from entry-level jobs contribute to this shortage. It is a known fact that CRA experience has no impact on performance, and sponsors interpret ICH E6R2 guidelines for experience as a requirement rather than a competency for performance. What if entry-level CRAs undergo a standardized training program that contains an experiential aspect in their training? Physicians go through residencies, pharmacists go through rounds, and medical assistants undergo internships. Why can't entry-level CRAs also have this? There is an enormous opportunity for CROs and the industry to address this gap with these types of training programs and closely monitor entry-level CRA performance. Although increasing CRA supply may reduce the CRA hourly rates, CROs could generate more overall revenue by resolving the shortage bottlenecks, and sponsors would be able to advance their therapies without delays and save their budgets. Although the CRA shortage pain may not be felt as intensely now, it will snowball into a crisis in the future. COVID forced the industry to adapt to novel methodologies, and clinical operations personnel and regulators thought differently. Perhaps the industry would be open to resolving this shortage sooner if big industry players and CROs make a concerted effort. Read the Applied Clinical Trials article mentioned in this post, and please comment.